As-salamu Aleikum and welcome back to Deen and Chai. Today we're going to be taking a look at 4 quick, easy recipes for suhoor, insha'Allah. The first one is overnight oats. A very quick recipe that barely takes a couple of minutes. This is pretty easy. All you need are oats and milk in a 1-to-1 ratio. So I'm doing half a cup of oats and half a cup of milk. And this next part is optional. I'm adding a teaspoon of honey to sweeten it up a little bit, but you can skip this step if you don't want any sweetness in your oats. And then we're just going to mix this in and then seal this and place it in the fridge overnight. And this generally stays good in the fridge for about 5 days. So when it's suhoor time, all you do is take it out of the fridge. You can see here the consistency has thickened and the oats have softened. And then at suhoor time, you just top it off with your favorite toppings. So for example, just a bunch of berries. This is my favorite personal topping. Or if you want something sweeter or more nutty, you can add nuts on top, as well as dates, for example, in this second one. This is a mix of nuts, walnuts, and dates. And then another option, for example, is mango. Oops, I made a little bit of a mess over there. So this one is just mango and then some coconut on top. So these are some examples. Of course, you can get creative with any toppings that you like. And it's pretty much ready in a minute at suhoor time. And then next, if you prefer a hot meal, this is a sweet potato hash that we're going to make. So here I've got 1 large sweet potato, a cup of spinach, and then roughly a quarter of an onion and half a red bell pepper. Then I've got my oil heating up in a pan on medium heat, and once it's hot, I'm throwing in the onions, followed by the peppers, and followed by the sweet potatoes. And if you're not a fan of sweet potatoes, you can also switch this out for regular potatoes. So I'm just tossing this in the oil, and then of course if you need a little bit more oil, you can add some. That's what I'm doing right here, and then tossing it all over. And then I'm just sprinkling it with some salt to taste and some turmeric. And then covering it up, and I'm going to leave this for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm coming to check on it, making sure that the sweet potatoes have softened. And once they have softened and are cooked, it's time to throw in the spinach. The spinach cooks really quickly, it wilts in very quickly, so I'm just placing it in here and then covering the pan, turning the heat down to low and leaving it for a minute. And here I am checking it after a minute, and as you can see, the spinach has wilted, and so I'm just mixing it all in to make sure that it's cooked and fully wilted. And there you have it. This mix is ready. Now you can make this mix the night before, ahead of time, and then at suhoor time, all you do is serve yourself a portion of this, heat it up, and then you can top it with an egg, the way you like it, whether it's scrambled, sunny side up, or however you like it, and you're ready to dig in. And I'm just sprinkling some cilantro on top for aesthetics, but you can skip this step. So there you have it. Now for the next meal, we're going to look at toast 3 different ways. And this is really easy. Each toast has only 3 ingredients on top. Our bread is already toasted and ready, and so let's start off with the first one. The first one is going to have peanut butter, and so I'm just spreading that all over, and you can also use almond butter or any other butter that you prefer, nut butter that you prefer. And so just spreading that and then adding some banana slices on top, and then topping that off with some chia seeds, and that's it, you're ready. And then the next one, on your toasted bread, I'm just adding some avocado. It's half an avocado, just mashing it up a little bit over the toast, and then I'm just going to add some greens to that to get a little bit more nutrition. and then topping that off with tomatoes. I'm then going to sprinkle a little dash of salt to give it a little bit of a kick. And that's it. And for the last one, it's going to be ricotta, topped with strawberries and a drizzle of honey. And that's it, you're all set. So this is toast, 3 different ways. Each one only took about a minute or two to make. And lastly, we've got some banana pancakes. Banana is really high in energy, so this is a great way to incorporate banana into your suhoor. So we're going to start off with 1 banana. We're going to take that and we're going to mash that up to get rid of those clumps. So mash it up as much as you can, and once you've got a good consistency, we're going to throw in half a cup of flour. I personally am using spelt flour. It's a whole grain flour. It's generally easier to digest, has good fiber in it, so that's the one I'm using. Then throwing in a teaspoon of baking powder, followed by an egg, and then a tablespoon of oil, and finally half a cup of milk. And that's all that's going in there. You might notice there's no sugar. You get the sweetness from the banana, so that makes this recipe of pancakes a little bit healthier, not having sugar in it. So we're just going to mix that up until it's uniform in consistency. And again, this mix you can prepare ahead of time and then store it in the fridge. It keeps good for several days. So when it is suhoor time, all you are doing is pulling this out of the fridge. And then I have slightly buttered the pan and heated it on medium heat. And once it got hot, I'm now throwing the batter in. And it'll take roughly a couple of minutes. You want the pancakes to become golden brown. So once they are golden brown, they're ready to be flipped. So here I am flipping them over. And then once the other side is golden brown too, serve it up, top it with your favorite ingredients, and you're all set. And that's it for our quick and easy suhoor recipes. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below if you plan to try any of these recipes. And until next time, As-salamu Aleikum.